because it came to life. And again, from one person who beat the odds.
I forgot to hit record.
And then, because I had the pleasure.
I forgot to hit record.
About a year ago, I was blown away by it. And to me, we need to show kids that you persist, you keep on going, you never give up. You can do great things with your life. Be it a book, be it a song, be it a movie, be it whatever. Just keep on going.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, no, they're all the tools to make somebody successful, or just be inspired to, and that's something you always to inspire people. That's always a big thing. So obviously challenges. We're not going to get into challenges. What is one of your favorite things on working on this little piece?
Well, my favorite part was that I kind of came in at the end. When I heard the song, I was just blown away. Tears started coming down. Everyone, all my relatives, my mom hears the song, tears. She starts crying. And that's probably my favorite part, is hearing the finished product and seeing the emotional response to it.
The fact that they all lived through it with you, and now to hear the whole song, So
to put my story into a song is just incredible.
You've almost hit every pretty much media entity out there. A book, you're a storyteller. Now you have a song. Who knows what's next? This is fantastic. David, what was one of your favorite things working on this piece?
Well, what's next before that question? What's next? We're going to be doing an actual video in Chatham for the song. Steve's family will be playing some of the parts. They might not know it yet, but
you do now.
But just to be able to tell more of a story. To me, if you tell a great story, and it's a real life story, there's so much teaching you can do from that story about, again, never giving up, believing in yourself, and literally going for it. And then back to the whole process, it was speaking with Justin Maki, sitting down, talking about it, just having real creative people. I mean, Steve, when I saw he's into fitness classes for seniors, I'm just like, this guy's brilliant. And to me, to be able to show kids and basically everybody, don't just do one thing. You can do so much, and you can rise like that.
Talking inspiration, we're talking about always inspiring our next generation. We talk about words of wisdom. Eventually, David and I, maybe we'll have a chat with Justin about talk about inspiring new musicians. But I would love to hear it. You have both probably have tons of words of wisdom for aspiring musicians, authors, even just people who want to get on stage. Let's do you guys have some words of wisdom for somebody who's thinking like, I want to make a book, I want to make a song. Let's give some words of wisdom out to our youth.
I always believe, and I tell the kids, believe in yourself and you can achieve anything. That's your first step. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to the negative. Overcome all the obstacles. Don't let anything stop you. If you really want something, go after it. And again, just believe in yourself. Achieve it.
David, what about you from your side?
That's so true as well. It's what I always teach children and teens when I go to high schools and public schools. I've also done Beaver groups, Girl Guide groups, you name it. Is again, show up. Again, like Steve said, believe you can do it. Last year when Daniel showed me, so Daniel Turris, the director for Fresh Meat and also the screenplay writer, he called me and he said, do you want to come to Timmy's and hear about my new movie that I'm going to be working on? And when he showed me, I'm just like blown away. And he used the Chatham jail. Again, so to have the vision, right? To have that creativity, right? To have that belief, to have that spark, because that spark will go a long way. And again, now getting to know many people from Chatham, one of my goals is to buy a house in Chatham one day and come with the creativity. So if anyone's watching realtors or whatever, I'm actually looking for a house hopefully soon, but to me it's again, show up, believe, have that perseverance. And the big thing that I really believe the school notice is failure is okay. If you fail, it's okay. Bounce back, try again.
That's a great way to put it. You know what? Like in our little neck of the woods, Chatham, now with local filmings coming in, great storytellers, great songs, anything is possible in this area, and just have that inspiration, failing, it's okay to fail, but, get back on that high horse and try again. So, it's a great collaboration. We're going to play it at the end here with some pictures of Steve as he battled his way to the rise of the Phoenix. No, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time always to share this story. Is there anything else any of you would like to share as we close up?
And also I would like to share is, if you have a school or a group that would like to hear my story or needs extra inspiration, feel free to contact me or contact back there, and he'll get a hold of me. But we're here to try and inspire kids, inspire different people to keep going and never give up. It's never too late to do what you love.
It's definitely needed. Every day is a new day, and people are always facing challenges. But to hear stories that anyone can do something is fantastic. So thank you, gentlemen, for the song. The song is awesome. It's another piece of Chatham Kent that's kind of arising here in southwestern Ontario, and we're going to play that right now. Hope you enjoy it. We're going to try and get out to all the radio stations everywhere just to hear, just how amazing that anyone can literally get up from the ashes from a horrible accident and just get back to doing what they love doing and share the story that anyone can do it. So you can do it, Chatham Kent. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Thanks for joining us for another episode of What's Up CK. Tune in to our next episode where we're going to be out there. We're going to be seeing one different events. Somebody's doing something really cool. It's Chatham Kent. Who knows what's going to be out there? We'll see you soon. Take care.
Welcome back to What's Up CK, and we're actually back here to finish off the interview of the great concept, Teardrops from a Phoenix. I'm happy to have the concept creator here in the studio today, Justin Maki. Justin, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So we just finished up speaking with David, speaking up with Steve about their thoughts on it. Now we got to hear your side of the story. So,
Sure.
Who did you meet first? Did you meet David? Did you meet Steve? How did this whole entity all come? The triple trio, I guess you could.
Sure. So funnily enough, I know David. I've met David. Obviously, we've worked together. Steve and I have not actually met in person yet.
Okay.
I just know him by his story.
No way.
We haven't even met. We haven't even spoken over the phone. Yeah. So we've spoken via text, like over Facebook and stuff.
Okay.
But basically, how it came to be is David and I had met. I want to say a couple of years ago. I had known David through my mom because he's a children's author, and my mom is a teacher, and so he used to kind of tour around the schools and do the children's author thing. And so I had known of David in the local London community, and we just so happened to collaborate on a festival together. So I was co-producing back in 2022 a music and culture festival called the St. Thomas Summer Harvest Festival. And my team and I had actually brought on David to do a children's author segment at this music and culture festival. And so that's how I feel like David and I's relationship sort of galvanized. And that's how I kind of officially met him for the first time, I want to say. And then, a few months after that, David and I were communicating more regularly, and then he eventually threw this idea to me of writing a song. And so he was really inspired by Steve Bottrill's story, and of course it's a miracle. I mean, that he's still alive and that he completely took something that is seemingly so tragic and turned his life around, and now he's inspiring the lives of so many people in the process. And he wrote a book, and that's what he's kind of touring around sharing his story on the basis of. And so, yeah, David was really inspired by this story, and he wanted to sort of bring this story to life in the form of a song. And having met me and developed a relationship with me, he thought that I would be a really appropriate partner in fulfilling that vision.
The song is absolutely fantastic. Thank you. From an artist's point of view, like say you never met Steve, you never even texted him. So to just take everything that you were given and put the whole concept from a piece of paper to the guitar to the vocals to everything, it just all seemed to come together really good. So I gotta ask, kind of, I'll put the next two questions together. That thought process of putting it from pen to to the charts, to the tabs, to the lyrics. What was one of your favorite things of working on this piece? And what is a thought process of literally starting? Let's picture an aspiring musician who doesn't even know how to write a song. How did this all come together? And what was one of your favorite things of working?
Okay, yeah. So there's a couple of questions kind of built into there. So I'll answer the first. What's the process of kind of taking it from idea to fruition, sort of thing? Is your question? So basically, when I'm writing songs, I like to get really, really clear on what the thesis of the song is. What's the message? What's the main idea here, right? I sort of almost see songwriting from the perspective of telling a story, you know, as opposed to like instrumental music or whatever. Traditional songwriting, I see it from almost akin to writing an essay. So if you think about an essay, right, you have an overarching thesis, right, overarching idea, theme, right, that basically the entire essay points towards. The entire essay is trying to prove and support that idea, right? And then you have your supporting paragraphs, your supporting arguments. And so I sort of see the chorus as the thesis, as expanding and summarizing the thesis of a song. And then the verses and the bridge basically expanding upon that main idea, that summarizing point, and supporting it, right, with more detail, with more story, right? And so in conversing with David, I wanted to make sure I got clear on what the story was. What was the main message we were trying to get across? And so it came down to the idea of, okay, we want to tell the story of Steve Bottrill's life, but in the process, what we want to say is that basically you can overcome impossible odds and do great things.
Exciting. The fact that they said, you know, oh, we're going to turn this into a documentary. Documentary takes too long. It's going to turn into a music video. So your song is going to tell the story with the actual video. And it's just, I feel like those things are going to marry together, and it's just going to be fantastic. In this area, again, I talk about words of wisdom. I talk about inspiration. In this little neck of our woods of Chatham, Kent, we have a lot of aspiring musicians. We have, you know, videographers. But the musicians really hit home because, you know, they say, where do I start? I want to go on a big stage. I don't know how to start this. You know, even banging your own song. You've obviously been been in the music industry for a long time. How long would you say you picked up a guitar till now?
Oh, jeez. 19 years.
19 years. It's a long time. Yes, we have people here who say, I want to learn this, but I don't know how to start. Do you have any words of wisdom to help an aspiring musician to, you know, maybe they're making their first one, maybe they have that whole stack of papers, but they're not quite sure how to execute it properly. Do you have any words of wisdom out there for any of our extreme musicians who are ready to take that plunge?
Sure. I think you have to, first of all, define your expectations, right? Is this something that you want to do for fun, as a hobby? Or is this something that you want to do seriously, as a professional, as a career, to make money, to make a sustainable income, right? And if it's the former, then that's fine. Just have fun, right? Do your thing, and you don't necessarily have to set any goals or metrics or KPIs. But in contrast, if your goal is to kind of do it more professionally and either make a side income from it or a full-time income from it, as I'm doing, then I think it really comes down to two things, and that's clarity of vision and discipline. So, you know, as artists, we can kind of be a little woo-woo, you know, not very organized, right, all up in our head and in the clouds, and we don't necessarily have a consistent process. But you have to understand that as a musician, that we are all kind of micro businesses, and we're all creative entrepreneurs, you know, all solopreneurs in a way. And so because of that, we need to manage our lives ourselves very well. We need to stay organized, right? Like manage our calendars, and be disciplined about doing what you say you're going to do, right? So I'm a full-time musician, and I've been a full-time musician since the onset of the pandemic, believe it or not. And it's been a process in figuring out, okay, like how do I plan out my day? Like what's important? What are priorities, right? And so kind of having a clarity of vision of where you want to go, stepping back from there and figuring out how do I get there, and then having the discipline to execute, right? And executing no matter how you feel. And whether that means showing up in the writing room or showing up in the practice room or showing up to do reach outs to potential clients for gigs or showing up at the gig and being your best self regardless of how you feel, right? That consistency and that reliability and that accountability is extremely important. I think.
You're the front man, you're the admin, you're everything, and you're like you said, you're solopreneur, entrepreneur music journey, and it's that's great to hear that because there are a lot of people out there say, how do I do this? So those words of wisdom, I think, hopefully resonate with so many of you out there. I know I like to play guitar at home, and that's probably all I'll ever do. But if you're out there, put yourself to it. Just like Steve says, you can achieve anything. Justin says you can achieve anything as well. So it's an amazing piece. Congratulations.
Thank you
Again on the win. It's probably a great addition to your repertoire and your legacy. As I say, every musician has one. Is there anything else that you would like to add as listen? And I hope you enjoy it. We're going to play the song right after this. Again, a little piece of home to tell his story. Steve Bottrill and Teardrops from a Phoenix with Justin Maki as your creative concept. So enjoy the song. Stay safe out there, CK. We'll see you on the next episode. We take a look around what's going on around in our neck of the woods. We'll talk to you soon.
As I drove with cautious speed, the frigid snowflakes pummeled me that night. Just minutes from home, I took a left-hand turn, and like that I saw my life flash before my eyes. A terrifying impact, I heard the crumple of the steel. My airbag exploded from my steering wheel, and I took a spin. Never be the same. I had a bright future ahead, and now face to face with death. Could this be it? No. I choose life like a phoenix. I will rise toward the never-ending skies. With the teardrops from my eyes, I will wash away. My life became before I took a long look at the final door. There's so much more I feel called upon to say. They thought I was a goner as I lay soundly asleep. I couldn't make a peep or wave my arms. You see, after the car crash, the Reaper gripped me in his hands as the paramedics ran to me alarmed. I'm afraid he won't make it, they told my parents as they cried. His injuries are critical at best, but I knew I wasn't ready. I could hear every single word, though I was bruised and I was burned. I'd rise again.
stage.
Wow.